Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Varidamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Namaste and welcome. I'm Alexandra Savithri of the Vedic Healing Center and the American Reiki Academy. I'm a Reiki master for the past 33 years and a Vedic healing master for the past 25 years. I'm also a feng shui teacher and a spiritual life coach. In this show, we cover topics related to metaphysics, Reiki, Vedic healing, and feng shui based upon my studies and practice in these disciplines. The aim of these shows is to help you create a successful spiritual practice that enhances your happiness, well-being, success, and productivity so that you may become the best version of you. So welcome to today's episode, and I am releasing this a little bit early. I've been releasing episodes every Tuesday, and I was inspired to release another episode this week. We are involved in a free Clear Your Clutter challenge. Some of the students and practitioners and friends who listen to this, and we are doing a challenge to clear physical, mental, emotional clutter in our lives. So we have committed to 7 days, and today is actually day 5. And as I was doing the recording for the group who has committed to this challenge, I felt very inspired to share these thoughts on the podcast because today is especially meaningful to me. Today we are concentrating on the clutter that inhibits our true self-expression through our words. So we're looking at our speech, our words, and our voice. Your voice is the natural expression of who you are and what you have done and what you've become and what you are becoming. And today we are looking at what we say on a daily basis. What are the words that come out of your mouth? Your words are a natural expression of your internal state. When your internal state is confused or scattered or upset in any way, then the words we utter will also be of a nature that does not really serve us. The words could be confused, they could be aggressive, they could be sharp, they could be angry. As spiritual practitioners, we want our words to be in alignment with the highest energies that we can tap into. And we accomplish this by clearing our internal states, by returning to the light that lies within us. So, one of the tools we use to purify our speech is mantras. And as those of you who know me well know about me, this chanting of Sanskrit mantras is very important to me. It's been very significant on my path. It continues to influence me and is an inherent part of my daily practice. So it is my joy and great honor to and also responsibility to share with others what I have learned about chanting, and through the act of chanting, what I have learned, and to try to inspire all of you who are listening, anyone who's interested in this topic, to inspire you to embark on this journey with Sanskrit mantra chanting. Mantras work to affect our speech. In what way do they do this? What's happening is, as you chant a mantra, you are connecting with the attributes of that mantra. So if you are chanting mantras for peace, you will naturally become more peaceful. If you're chanting mantras for personal power, you will naturally become more powerful. If you are chanting mantras to open the heart, you will become more loving, and so on and so forth. You can understand how this vein of conversation is going. So the mantras have specific attributes, and as you chant them, you call those attributes into your energy field. You merge with the mantra, and the mantra is a sacred, vibrational treasure. So you merge, you become the mantra. And there is no way that the mantra cannot give you what it represents. You are becoming the mantra, and the mantra is becoming you. The two of you are merging into one energy. One of the mantras we chant is Gayatri mantra, and it gives us, among other really quite extraordinary gifts, it gives us mastery over our thoughts, our words, and our deeds, if it's done correctly, and especially if you've been initiated into it as well. I was chanting Gayatri mantra before I became initiated into it, and it was through the learning with the teacher and through the initiation that I connected deeply with the light, with the power, with the energy of that mantra. And then as I chanted it more and immersed myself in it, its attributes flooded my being and continue to. So the Gayatri mantra, you can say, took flight in my energy field, and it continues to do so. It continues to deepen. These mantras do not affect you and then leave you. They continue to work in your system, and certainly as you continue to do them, they will continue to bless you on deeper and deeper levels. And so today, I'd like to suggest that you pay attention to your words, especially the negative words you say in your life, or the negative way you express yourself, or the tone of voice you use. Because your speech is not only what you say, but it is how you say it and the intention behind the words. Each of us knows when someone is being disingenuous, when they are saying something, but what they are saying does not match the energy that's coming from them. We would call that, we might say hypocritical, or we might use the word fake. And it's an observation, and it's a real observation, because the words are saying one thing, but the energy is saying something else. So we want our energies to match up with our words, but we want our energies to be pure and loving and peaceful and beautiful and of a high vibration, so that when we speak, our speech matches that beautiful internal state. And so how you phrase what's happening when you're speaking about things in your life, how you phrase what's happening in your life will actually influence the outcome. So we're going to pay attention to the negative things we say in our lives about ourselves and about other people, but let's please just concentrate on ourselves. We can all make a vow to not speak ill of anyone else, because we know that certainly does not help anyone involved. But in looking at our own language about ourselves and our lives and our progress, or where we want to go, or what's not happening, as we look at these negative bits of self-talk, we can pause and we can pivot, we can change what we're saying and how we're phrasing it, because it will influence the outcome. This is how affirmations work. When you affirm something negative over and over and over again, it can surely have an effect in your life. But when you affirm something positive, it can also have an effect. So the choice is yours, which you would like to gravitate towards. If you spend your day, and sometimes I talk to women about this, because women are very good at communicating with one another in a way that's probably kind of humorous to men. We might call it venting, where you call a friend and ask, how's your day going? And she tells you all these things that are happening, the good and the bad, but often she complains about the bad things that have happened. And we call it venting. But I have heard men observe us speaking and call it complaining. It actually was kind of eye-opening for me, because to me it wasn't complaining, it was just communicating. However, as spiritual practitioners, if we consciously try not to move into that energy of, oh, well, this happened and that happened and all that, the negative talk, if instead we put our attention on all for the good, and we always maintain this notion, then the manifestation in our lives will occur in a way that's more positive. The outcomes we are creating will be more positive based upon the energy we are putting out. Like attracts like. And so when we come back to speaking about mantras, the reason the mantras help is you're tapping into this extraordinary science where you connect on a vibrational level with personal power, with light, with strength, with love, with power, with whatever it is, whatever of those positive attributes you would like to call forth in your energy field. As you chant, you naturally start calling that into your space. Remember, we are like onions, and so there are layers to be peeled off, and that's okay. We have to be easy with ourselves. But the sadhana we do, the personal spiritual practice, will help. It will help us choose words with care as we speak to others. Often we speak unconsciously. But as practitioners, we slow things down so that when the words come out of our mouth, they are uttered with care, with awareness, with a certain degree of consciousness. The words are not just tumbling forth from our mouths. And so mantras are magical vehicles for change, for accessing this great light within us through the chanting of these sacred sounds. I always say in these podcasts, if you would like to reach out to me, I am more than happy to help anyone who is truly interested in this extraordinary science that has been so helpful in my life and continues to help and support me. The website again is reikiacademy.org, REIKI academy.org, and on that website, if you go to the Vedic Healing Center page, you will see some of the mantra classes that we offer, and start to entertain the notion that you can shift things in your life through sound vibration that comes from your own vocal cords. You can certainly listen to chanting, and it is said in India that even if a mantra falls upon your ears, you derive benefit. But when you learn, and you learn properly, and then you learn the history, the use, the pronunciation, and all the levels of this mantra chanting, because there are different ways to chant, you capture the essence of this science more fully. So really, this universe is so vast, as we know, and there are so many gifts here. It is up to you to ascertain what is of interest to you. On this spiritual path, we work with meditation, we work with breathing, we work with visualization, we work with sound, we work with the body, also through yoga asanas, we work with focusing, we work with concentration, visualization, many things that make up the spiritual practice. We may be working with body work, with Reiki, with the sending of energy from our hands. And so it is up to each of us to ascertain what is of interest, but to know that anything you desire is accessible in this universe. You have only to reach out for it. So back to a notion of your voice, your speech, your words. I'd like you to consider any aspect of your life that seems amiss right now, and think about what you are saying, what you are saying to yourself and what you are saying to others. It could be, I don't have a special person in my life. I wish I could find the person I'm supposed to be with. I wish I could find my soulmate, my life partner, my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever it is. My money isn't flowing the way I would like it to. Why am I always in pain and suffering when it comes to finances? Maybe it's your body. Maybe you say, I can never get my body in balance. I'm never I never make the commitment to work out. You can see how the tone of my voice changes as well. It even sounds depressing. And I was just picking those examples. Mostly, these are of concern to people. Our money, our health, our personal relationships. And so when we phrase these topics in a way in which the glass is half empty, we do not give them the chance to transform into what we would like. And so what I would suggest is you take the same notion, whatever it is you're upset about, maybe 3 key things. You can take a piece of paper, put a line down the center, and on the left side, glass half empty, and write the phrases that you often utter to your friends when you're complaining about these issues. The exact words you would use. And then on the right side, glass half full at the top, take the phrases on the left side and rephrase them on the right side into a beautiful positive. Basically, it's an affirmation, a statement. So if let's say your work environment isn't what you would like, you don't like your job. Let's say you have a job, you don't like your job, and you say, oh, I never like my job, I'm never happy at my job, I need to get out of this job. So the glass half full would be something like, the job I'm in right now is helping support me so that I can catapult myself into the next work situation that will nurture and help me on a higher level. Something like that. I just made that up sitting here, so I might give it a little more thought. But you alone in meditation will come up with the right phrase or phrases. Instead of saying, let's say you have a business, and let's say it's not generating the money you would like it to generate, you could say, my business is growing fast, and we are busy scaling it to the next level. How exciting this time is. I don't know where things are going to go, but I know they're just going to go up from here. Now, is this sort of a trick, wishful thinking? You can call it wishful thinking, or you can call it consciously directing the energy in your life towards the manifestation of what you would like, instead of staying bogged down in the energy of complaining, whining. Basically, that is a waste of precious energy that can be spent in action, doing the things to move you to the next level. And it is also a very a misuse of your words, because your words become reality. Just like thoughts are things, thoughts create things in your world, your words also create. Your words create. And so, with that piece of paper, once you have the right side written, just a simple exercise, you can cut that paper in half, take the left side of that paper and discard it in a way that feels good to you. In healing circles, sometimes we burn things. Fire has that power to dissolve. So dissolve and release energies. So you can burn those negative phrases? Why keep them in your space? And then watch what you say to other people, and the positive phrases you have kept, speak those. Speak those in the morning. Read them out loud. Write them. Keep writing them. Keep rephrasing them. Keep creating through your thought forms and then putting them on paper through the words that you write, and speak them out loud. And place that paper on your altar or in your sacred space, your meditation space, and know that the energies that be are listening to you. They are helping you and they are watching you, because you alone are the master of your destiny. So you are the one consciously creating on the physical plane what you need to do. The energies that be can watch you. They can support you. They can even send opportunities into your life, send people into your life. But what you do with the opportunities will be up to you. And so use your words. Use your words powerfully. Use them through what you affirm, what you state. Any kind of mishap in your life, any kind of seemingly negative experience, you must affirm that everything is happening for the good. Because there is a wisdom, a creative force, a divine creative force animating everything and moving energy and guiding everything. So we trust in that divine presence, and we surrender also our cares and worries, and then we get to work as beings who have really no choice here. We must be here until it's time for us to go. So why not sing and dance through life? It doesn't mean ignoring life's responsibilities, but it does mean turning the attention towards uplifting energy. And one of the ways we do that is by working with sound vibration in the way of chanting, in the way of mantras. It will shift energies in your being, which will help shift your mood and your state of mind and your emotional state. The mantras, the chanting of the mantras, creates an extraordinary light within, in which you start attracting to you what you need and desire. And then you become helpful to other people around you. And again, people will say to you, you're very lucky, but you know you have done work on yourself. It's the inner work that you have done which creates the magical shifting that each of us needs as we grow and aspire into higher self-expressions of whom we are. I hope you will join me for a mantra class or event. Remember, please, to check the website, sign up via email, and you will be notified about any of these classes or challenges or events or satsangs. We gather also in satsang to chant and to use some of these techniques. The last thing I want to say is your voice, your words are important. They are needed in the world. And as we, each of us, purifies our beings, your true voice, your true words, your true self-expression can emerge. So no need to waste your self-expression. in words that do not serve you or serve anyone around you. People like to commiserate on the earth. They like to commiserate because partly they like to feel camaraderie, but the commiserating doesn't really do anyone any good. So next time you find yourself commiserating, make it a short session. Commiserate a little bit and then move on to some other higher expression of who you are through your vocal cords. Do not allow yourself to stay in that negative self-talk. The same goes for negative thoughts as well. So if you wake up depressed or you go to bed depressed, no need. It is just an indication, or maybe you go to bed fearful or worried, any of those energies. It is just an indication that you are not connecting more fully with the divine. And this comes through your practice, through getting yourself in balance. And the spiritual practice will give that to you. Balance, power, strength, bliss, joy, happiness, everything you could ever want or desire is there for each of us in that spiritual practice. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Sai Ram. Om Amriteshwariye Namaha. Jai Guruji. Om Namah Shivaya. Hare Krishna.